on to the next item on our agenda is our panel discussion. And leading the panel today is Connie Paus. She's been a member of our club for 1 year less than me. And she still continues to work on her communication skills. Today, she's working on a level 5 project, leading a panel discussion. Now, at Wild Oats, we have a tradition of Speechcraft. We've done that for around 20 years or so. And today, Connie will be calling on 3 of us panelists to provide our perspective on Speechcraft and be from different angles. Diane is a former Speechcrafter. I have participated in, organized, coordinated Speechcraft, and Bev is our PR person extraordinaire. So she's worked on marketing Speechcraft as well as many other things. So if you're new to Toastmasters, we hope that this panel discussion will answer some questions that you might have about what exactly is a Speechcraft and why would I want to join one? And for our members, why is Speechcraft important for our club and us as members? So our timer, Catherine, the green at 12, the yellow at 16, and the red at 18 minutes. So please join me in welcoming Connie Paus and her panel with Speechcraft. What's in it for me?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. As Brad mentioned, Wild Oats has a 20-year tradition of offering Speechcraft. This program enables us to teach speaking skills to non-Toastmasters, and it has resulted in many new members for our club over the years. For our existing members, Speechcraft provides a variation in our program, and it is a chance to experience some education sessions that will enhance your learning. Today, as Brad mentioned, we're going to hear from 3 panelists who will provide perspective on the Wild Oats Speechcraft program. I'll call on Diane to come to the front. Now, Diane is a former Speechcrafter who has stayed with Wild Oats. Diane, I have 2 questions for you. What drew you to the program, and what would you say were the 2 biggest benefits? Diane.
Thanks, Connie. So there's a couple of things that drew me to the program initially, fear and the desire to live my purpose. I was working in management when I started exploring Toastmasters, and I was too afraid to host a staff meeting, and I had to run a staff meeting of about 100 people, so that was very difficult, being afraid. And not only that, but I didn't love my job. Actually, I had a bigger calling, and that was to inspire people and to motivate them. And I knew I couldn't do that if I was afraid to talk to people. And once I made my mind up and I decided I wanted to learn more about it, of course, the universe aligned, and I seen the Wild Oats Toastmasters advertisements on Facebook, and they just kept showing up and showing up and showing up until I finally reached out to Bev and made it out to a meeting. And when I got here, I realized it is such a supportive, safe environment. I was shaking in my boots the first couple of meetings. I really didn't want to speak, and it was so uncomfortable and scary, but everybody was so helpful, so encouraging, and it just became a really safe place to grow. Couple of benefits. I mean, I could probably talk all day on this because honestly, Toastmasters has played a big role in my growth in the last 2 years. Number 1 would be my self-confidence and speaking with other people, not just in front of people, but face-to-face conversations. I now work in sales, and when you can close a deal, it's a lot more fun working in sales, and communication is huge for that. Getting uncomfortable really helped grow confidence. Speech is a really great way to build that muscle of being uncomfortable and facing your fear, because it's almost like a boot camp for learning how to speak. And it's really played a huge part on creating a new identity for myself. I was able to actually leave the job that I didn't love so much and begin to build a fairly successful business. And I could not have done that for sure if I couldn't talk to people. And my second biggest benefit would be that I feel like I am living my purpose now. I have the ability to speak for teams. I do a lot of inspirational calls, coaching calls. I speak across Canada. In 2 weeks from now, I will be speaking on stage for over 1,000 people. And I definitely wouldn't have had the bravery to get up and do that before Toastmasters. So I'm very, very grateful for that. My business is exploding and I'm able to reach a whole bunch more people because of the confidence that I've learned here. And back to the supportive environment, even when I try to quit, nobody here will let me do that. So I really, really appreciate that. It's like a whole new group of supporters I never thought I would have. And those would be my top reasons. And I'm very, very grateful I was able to speak today. Thanks, Connie, so much for asking me.
Thank you very much, Diane. You absolutely don't shake in your boots any longer when we see you up front. That fear is gone, and I'm so happy about that. Our next presenter on the panel is Brad. As he mentioned already, he is our club president, and he has a lot of experience in all aspects of Toastmasters, including Speechcraft. Brad, my two questions, my two questions for you are, what are the program elements that Speechcrafters will experience if they sign up for this program? Now, the second part of that, because it is a new digital program, can you tell us a little bit more about the portal itself? Please welcome Brad.
When a Speechcrafter signs up, they will experience pretty much everything that they would in a regular Toastmasters meeting. For sure, they're going to experience the 3 pillars of a Toastmasters meeting. Impromptu speaking, speaking without a lot of preparation, prepared speeches, and providing feedback. So the first is what we've referred to as table topics. Our members know all about it, but your guests, well, maybe if you're in an interview and you get asked a question, you need to come up with a real good answer that's on point in a short period of time. That's what we're practicing, the table topics, and you'll have lots of opportunities to practice that, but also be the leader, practice leadership skills by being the chair for the table topic session and asking your other Speechcrafters questions as well. And Marty, one of our new members, is going to be doing that today. My second pillar is the prepared speeches. In Speechcraft, speeches are a little bit shorter because we're asking you to do 4 speeches in 7 weeks. That's our goal. The icebreaker is only 2 to 3 minutes. The rest of the speeches are 3 to 5 minutes long. You will receive credit when you join the Toastmasters Club, because we're not going to let you leave. Well, if you wish, but we would like you to continue on, and you'll get credit for those speeches as well, so that you can continue to move on within the Toastmasters program. And the third pillar is evaluation. So you'll have an opportunity to evaluate your fellow Speechcrafters' speeches. You'll observe others, experienced Toastmasters give a speech, you'll take some training, and then you'll have an opportunity to do those evaluations. Now, moving on to the digital support that you'll have, in addition to the mentors that will be assigning to you, you'll have an online training portal, or it's called the Speechcraft portal. And on there, there's 3 things. You'll have some learning material. It'll be a place where you finalize your speeches and where you can do a self-assessment so you can see your progress. So starting off with the learning material, there you'll see text that'll describe various aspects that you're going to be learning about. Videos, there'll be question and answers to help you check to see if you've actually learned what you've read, and it'll be covered into several different categories. So you can choose a topic as one: prepare to present, giving and receiving feedback, know your purpose, body language, how to evaluate focal variety and powerful words. So those are these areas where you'll have some training online as well as the feedback from the club meeting and your mentor. It'll also gives you a place to mark your projects as complete, and that's similar to what we do within the regular Toastmasters program to be able to do that. And then there'll be 3 self-assessment surveys at the start to see where you are with your communication skills, halfway through, and at the end, so you can see the progress. And I guarantee, and as Diane said, your self-confidence will improve. You'll have that extra little oomph to be able to get up here and speak without preparation or with a prepared speech. So with the Speechcraft program, you're going to be learning in a 7-week program a lot of what you will experience when you become a member of the club, and we'll have education sessions to help you along the way as well. So if you're thinking about joining Toastmasters, we have the Speechcraft coming up on March 13th. Why not join us then?
Thank you very much, Brad. Bev has often referred to Speechcraft as Toastmasters on steroids because it's really, really fast-paced. As Brad mentioned, is in 7 weeks is a lot, as our newer members can attest that they haven't had that same kind of push to make their speeches happen in that period of time. But it's certainly worthwhile, and it really gets your foundation going. Our third speaker, our third panelist today is Bev. Now, Bev is our Vice President of Public Relations, and as such, she is a marvelous promoter of the things that we do here at Wild Oats. Bev, in order for Speechcraft to be successful, our members need to buy in and promote the program. Could you please tell us these 2 things? What are the promotional elements that will be used, that will be offered to them to make use of? And what are some of the benefits that they would experience as a current member when we embark on Speechcraft? Bev, thank you.
Well, Connie, another one of our former members referred to Speechcrafters as a legal performance enhancer, and that's absolutely true. One of the main things that I do as a Vice President of Public Relations is I use the Toastmasters brand whenever I can. So you'll see behind me on my screen, you'll see the Toastmasters Speechcraft branded advertisement. So it becomes immediately recognizable when people see it over and over in social media. And Wild Oats uses several social media sites to both directly and indirectly promote Speechcraft. These reach a large number of people who may not be friends or associates of any of our current members, so they might not find out about Speechcraft any other way. We are active on our chosen social media sites so that people can see all the exciting things that we do as a club and as we do as individual members, which gives them the thought, hopefully, that they would like to be able to do those things also. On Facebook, for those of you who do Facebook, we have an event for Speechcraft, and you can share that with your friends. So you'll see there's a place on the actual event to invite people. You can click on that and then select who of your friends that you would like to invite. Also, Connie, you as part of your Speechcraft communication plan are going to be personally contacting people who are former people who have formerly been guests or expressed an interest in Toastmasters and perhaps in Speechcraft in other years. We can only accept 3 people. So if after 3 people, then there's no opportunity to do Speechcraft, but you can always become a member for sure. And the video of yours doing that speech is available on our YouTube channel. We also promote Speechcraft in the club by making announcements, by explaining it. This project that you're doing today, the panel discussion, as well as previous speeches you've given. And today's panel discussion will be found as soon as I get it all processed on our YouTube channel. But of course, the best people for any promotion is our members. It comes from personal invitation. Your friends and your colleagues and your associates will be able to see the skills that you've gained by being a Toastmaster, and hopefully that will encourage them to join the Speechcraft program. And what benefits will they get besides being as skilled as you are in communication? Well, one of the big things that really helps our club is doing Speechcraft. Speechcraft creates an excitement. It binds us all together for a single goal. And that goal is to make sure that our Speechcraft is successful by making it an exciting and amazing experience for all of our members. And we see people in our audience today who were former Speechcrafters, and we're so happy they decided to stay with us. Also, we develop skills such as leadership. If you are the Toastmasters Speechcraft coordinator, that's quite a demanding leadership role and develops many skills. Every Speechcrafter gets a mentor, which is, they're called guides in the Speechcraft program. So that gives members a chance to further develop their mentoring skills as part of this program. We can use table topic skills when we go out to speak to people and invite them to be members and answer their questions. We all have an opportunity to give speeches of an educational nature, and Connie has already invited us to sign up for those speeches. And some of those we will be able to use perhaps as speeches in the Pathways program. And maybe the biggest, most exciting thing is that we build membership. We all like to have new members to associate with, to add to our social and personal and business networks, and to learn from ourselves, because we always learn things from new members, most definitely. So there you go, Connie. That's how we're promoting Toastmasters Speechcraft, and that's some of the benefits it has to our club and to our individual members.
Thank you very much, Bev, for those words. And I hope that our members are taking it to heart. And there you go, everyone. Speechcraft information in a nutshell, from the perspective of a Speechcrafter, from the perspective of what will you see if you become a Speechcrafter, and if you're a member, what's in it for you as well. We do have a little bit of time, just a couple of minutes for questions. I'm not sure if there are any questions that anyone has. And I'd be happy to address something. If you don't feel comfortable asking a question, I would ask that you put your question in chat, and I will then reach out to you on a one-on-one basis. If you're here in the room, we can also talk after the meeting. So if you are a guest and you are unsure, I hope that the information that you've heard today is going to provide you with clarification so that you feel comfortable making the decision to sign up for Speechcraft. You can be like Diane and lose the shaking in your boots mentality. If you're a current member, I hope you're convinced that this program has merits for our club and for you, and that you're going to take the actions to promote this to your family, your friends, your colleagues and acquaintances, and that you will also volunteer to participate in some aspect of the Speechcraft program. Speechcraft is a wonderful tradition here at Wild Oats, and I hope we never lose it. The benefits are many and varied, and I am looking forward to having 3 Speechcrafters sign up with us to begin their Toastmasters journey on March 13th. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Connie, for leading us through the panel discussion, and I trust that our guests or anybody that sees this video afterwards will have a pretty good idea of what to expect from Speechcraft and fill those 3 spots for us so that we, 3 more individuals can name what we all have from our Toastmasters experience.